medical facilities of employees or workers as provided by the employer. But you don't know how many types of medical treatments or reimbursements are allowed under this scheme. If it is something that you want to know in detail, then this video is for you. Hello everyone, I am Neha from Webtel. We are working as employees or workers and getting the ESI facilities, but we don't know what kind of benefits and facilities are provided under the ESI scheme and how we can use these. So in this video, I am going to tell you the important tips and processes. So stay tuned, and before starting this video, I request you to subscribe to our YouTube channel Webtel Electrosoft to get regular compliance updates. Let us now understand what is ESIC and its benefits. So firstly, let us know what ESIC is all about. So basically, it is a essential compliance that is applicable in India. Now, ESI scheme covers workers and employees for their health and wellness issues. And what benefit does ESIC provides? It basically provides medical care and cash benefit related to the medical reimbursements in case of sickness, maternity, disablement, or any kind of injury to workers or employees in the course of employment. ESIC schemes also covers medical care for the family members of the employee also. Now, it is the employer's responsibility to enroll the eligible employees in the ESIC programs and provide them the unique IP number allocated to each of the employee. Now, coming to who takes the benefits, who is eligible to get the benefits of ESIC. So basically, employees can have the benefit. Employees are termed as IPS, that are insured persons, and any family member of the insured person. It could be dependent family members such as parents, dependent children if they are up to 25 years of age, dependent minor brother or sister in case the insured person is not having his own family and whose parents are also not alive. Next is eligibility. Which of the employees are to be covered under the ESIC? So basically, normal employees and workers with not any disability, if their salary monthly is below 21,000 per month, then that employee is eligible for ESIC benefit. And if the employee is with a severe disability, in that case the salary goes up to 25,000. Similarly, there is eligibility criteria for employers also. Now, in case of Maharashtra and Chandigarh, if any employer is employing more than 20 employees, then the employer is required to get registered under the ESIC. And if the employer belongs to the states other than Maharashtra and Chandigarh, in that case, if the employer is employing more than 10 employees, then ESIC compliance is applicable to the employer. Now coming to the funding of ESIC. So basically, the ESIC funds gets through the employers and employees both. So there are certain percentage of rates or contributions that are to be done by the employers and employees. So the total contribution is 4%, in which the employer contribution is 3.25% and employee contribution is 0.75%. For example, if the contribution of 4% of rupees 500 is rupees 20, then the employer part is 16.25 and the employee contribution is 3.75. Now, these are the obligations of the employer if he is required to be registered under the ESIC. So first of all, the employer needs to get himself registered on the ESIC portal whenever he is eligible for ESIC deduction for the employees. After that, the employer is required to register all the eligible employees with their family details onto the ESIC portal. Then there is to be the contribution, and after the contribution has been collected, then the employer is required to pay the challan for both the contributions before the 15th of next month and upload the return accordingly. If there is any delay or default in payment of the contribution, a simple interest at the rate of 12% per annum is applicable to the employer. Now coming to the medical benefits that are to be provided under the ESIC scheme. So there are medical benefits and reimbursements also, plus there are cash benefits also being provided to the employees. Now there are some limited or listed diseases that are to be covered under the ESIC scheme. So some of the names have been displayed onto the screen. As you can see, there is infectious diseases, endocrine, nutritional and metabolic disorders, eye diseases, chest diseases. So these are kind of diseases that are to be covered under the ESIC program. Now there are some cash benefits also been provided by the ESIC. So let's just see the cash benefits. So say for example, if there is a hospitalization case, inpatient treatment, then the ESIC has a tie-up with reputed hospitals and health centers. The employee can get him treated in different hospitals, tie-up with the ESIC dispensaries. If there is the outpatient treatment, in that case location-wise ESIC dispensaries and IMP centers are available. Also, the employee can have free supply of drugs, dressings and artificial limbs if required from the ESIC tie-up dispensaries and other medical centers. Now there are some other programs also in which the employee can have the vaccinations against the diseases like diphtheria, polio, tetanus, measles. There is ambulance service or reimbursement of conveyance charges for going to the hospital diagnostic centers also available. Imaging and laboratory services are also covered under the ESIC schemes. Now there are some other medical benefits, such as there is no limit on how much the insured person can spend for the treatment. Now the medical benefit is available to the insured person and his family from the day he or she enters into the insurable deployment or employment. Nominal annual premium of ₹120 medical care is provided to the retired and permanently disabled covered persons and their spouses. Outpatient medical care through service system and panel system are also available. Similarly, there are some other benefits also. As you can see on the screen, the insured persons can have the choice of registering themselves with any panel of doctor as they like. Special and costly medicines are dispensed through the panel of approved chemists as well as state government approved medical stores, and these are to be paid by the ESIC scheme. All diagnostic facilities are provided through the ESIC own hospitals, and in case of sophisticated tests like CT scans, MRIs that are contractually and arrangements for them are also made. Now, incidental expenditures on transportation, stoppage charges at centers and travelling expenses for attendance, these are also being paid by the ESIC scheme. Now coming to the part wherein the bills can be reimbursed for the medical treatments. In that case, the employee is required to submit the reimbursement bill as an insured person to the administrative medical officer through the concerned insurance medical officer to the dispensary and with all the bill format which is available at the dispensary or the medical center. Also, there have to be mentioned the cause of disease. Then the employee is required to submit a clear Xerox copy of the insurance person card, bank details, branch, IFSC code and account number of the bank, and also the phone number of the IP along with the bills. Now there is a time limit for submitting those bills for the reimbursement, and the time limit is 1 year. Now coming to the ESIC employee login. Now once the employee has been registered onto the ESIC portal by the employer, how would an employee will be able to check how much amount has been deposited or what are the benefits to be provided to him? So all these can be checked through this login. So there is a special ESIC insurance number is produced for every beneficiary, and by that the employee can register onto the ESIC portal, and on this page the employee can view the personal information, benefits provided by the ESIC, contribution details, any claim if you have already made with the ESIC, and any other information related to the ESIC is available onto that portal. Now along with the ESIC portal, if an employee wishes to view the details of ESIC, contribution and other facilities. UMANG application is also available over there. If an employee wishes to view all the details, just download the UMANG application from the link as shown on the screen and follow the steps as mentioned. Firstly, the employee is required to have the IP number from the employer. After that, you can use the link to download the application, and to open the application you need MPIN. MPIN can be generated using the mobile OTP. After that, when you get into the software, when you get into the application, UMANG application, there are multiple facilities like the employee can download e-Pehchan card, he can view the status of claims, he can change the password of the application. So there are multiple applications or facilities available onto this application which an employee can use. So let me just take you through the application once and show you how the application is going to appear. So this is how the UMANG application homepage is going to appear. In here, the existing UMANG application users can use the MPIN to log in. But if you are the first time user of UMANG application, in that case you will go with the OTP part because the MPIN has not been generated for you. Now clicking onto the OTP part, now the screen option will be changed. Firstly, the mobile number will be entered and then the option to get OTP will appear onto the screen. Now as you can see on the screen, the options have changed. So firstly, we will enter the mobile number and then click onto the get OTP button. Now once the OTP has been generated, you will have 120 seconds to enter the correct OTP, and then you will enter the captcha and then log into the application. As you can see, the pop-up appeared while clicked onto the get OTP button. So firstly, I will be entering the OTP, captcha, and then the terms and conditions will be accepted by clicking onto the checkbox provided at the bottom. Now you will see that after entering into the UMANG application, there are a number of tabs appearing. First screen appearing onto the UMANG application will be to generate the MPIN. Now once the MPIN have been generated, every transaction you do into the UMANG application will be verified using your MPIN. It is just like the OTP that, like OTP, if we need to enter or we need to make any transactions through the bank applications, in that case we need to enter the transaction password and the OTP thing. Similar cases here. Firstly, you will have to enter the MPIN and then the OTP is to be generated, and after the OTP entering, you will have to access all the details as you require from the application. Now you can see the MPIN option has appeared. After MPIN, there are some details you need to enter. Now say for example, I need to enter the email address. So firstly, you can see that the next button is not highlighted. Now this button will be highlighted only after you have entered the complete email address. If the email address you have entered is not correct or not complete, in that case the next button will not get highlighted. Now let me show you how. The email ID is complete and the next button is highlighted. After that, the MPIN is to be entered. Now the details have been updated onto the UMANG portal. After that, you can see that there are some options like my profile. So firstly, let us complete the profile. Again, if you are existing user, in that case the profile will be appearing over there because you have already saved it. But if you are the first time user, in that case you will go with the edit button and enter all the details of the employee for which you have entered into the UMANG application. Now entering all the details like name, gender, date of birth, qualification. One more thing is to be important over here, that you will have to use the drop down lists only to select the particular field. You cannot enter the date of birth in some other format, or you cannot enter the qualification or occupation in your terms. The terms available into the drop down only will be accepted. As you can see, the date of birth format I have entered 30th March 1995. It is not accurate. It is shown into red. Now to change it, I would have to go to the calendar button and I would have to enter the details from that only. You will have to enter the details from the specified format only otherwise the data entered will not get accepted. So now I have entered the correct date of birth as per the format required by the application, then other details, and then I will click onto the save button. Once the save button has been clicked over here, the details you will see will not get editable anymore. After that, you can see on the left button there are some other options also. For example, service directory. Now in service directory you will have to select to which state you belong and to which application, to which compliance you want to need to use UMANG application. UMANG application is not only for EPFO or ESIC, there are some other applications also, some other compliances also. But for now, say for example, I'm going to use it for ESIC only, then I have clicked onto the ESIC and these are the options appearing to me now. After applying ESIC applicability, this is how the screen is going to appear. Now say for example, I have clicked onto the e-Pehchan card. I want to download the e-Pehchan card. In that case, the application will ask me about the IP number because I have not saved it anywhere yet. So firstly, I would have to acquire my IP number from the employer, and then once I enter the IP number, the mobile number and the OTP is required to be entered. Now I would have to enter the OTP in the given time. As you can see, 2 minutes time are available over here for OTP again. Now once I have entered the OTP and click onto the submit button, the application will navigate the application to directly download the e-Pehchan card. Now it is asking me to download e-Pehchan card again. Now I have clicked onto the OK button. Now the application will directly download the e-Pehchan card onto the application. Similarly, for any other option, if you wish to use into the application, you will have to click onto that button and enter the OTP details, and then you can access the details. There are some other FAQs also, as you can see, about ESIC scheme. If you wish to view about what is ESIC scheme, what are its conditions, employer and employee related FAQs. There are some other options also, other services also. So whatever application service an employee wishes to access, he can go to the UMANG application and access all the details over here. So as you can see, this is the claim status appearing with the insured person name and details. As you can see, there is a profile completeness details will also appear onto the screen. If the profile of the employee has not been completed, the same screen or same pop-up will appear onto the screen. Now coming to the health passbook, if there is any passbook, any contributions been made by the employee, you can download the passbook also, and you can view the amount of contributions being deposited by the employer for that specific employee. ESIC centers, if you wish to view nearby centers applicable to the specific location, you can view any kind of detail using the UMANG application. So you will not have to go to the ESIC portal again and again. You will not have to ask your employer for everything. So using this application, you can have all the ESIC related details in your hand. So this is how the ESIC benefits are used by the employee or can be of use to any employee. If you find this video helpful, share this video with your colleagues or employees to let them understand the benefits of ESIC scheme. Also, you can visit the link mentioned in the description below and let us know in the comment section. You can also comment if you have any doubts. Give a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Next Tuesday, we will be coming up with another interesting video to making your compliance better for you. Till then, stay safe and stay tuned for a better compliance journey.